Okay, here we are.
Rafa, how are you?
I'm great. How are you, Mr. Ben?
Fine, thanks, man. You haven't met Tiens yet? He's also, as I said, an AFT student. So
Yeah.
he shared some good news and he's got his first US-based client, which
Yeah,
means
that
now
is
he's
that is that is
earning
Awesome.
in dollars. That's a nice one.
yeah. No, I hear that. I hear that once you have a US client, you need to start what's the word, praying for the rand to go down or something like that. So the dollars of
Yeah,
what can I say? That's what I heard.
yeah,
Oh man.
I've got
Okay.
a client that's also based in the US, but he's living here in South Africa. And
Wow.
every time that he sees the rand strengthen, he goes, "Oh no, I just lost more money." All right.
Yeah.
So Tiens, I don't know if you quickly want to introduce yourself to Rafa.
Yes. Hi Rafa. Yes, as you said, I'm Tiens and I'm running TJ's digital agency. And that is just be a joy to be with you guys again on the call. And yeah, you can tell us a bit about yourself. Yes.
About myself. Yeah, no. So as you know, my name is Rafa. It's written right there. I started this whole digital marketing journey. What was it like? I want to say 2 years ago, but in 2019, around November, when I found AFT, and then I just went with that wave, right? And because I was currently working in a corporate job at the time, and the way it looked, my future didn't seem very certain. Yeah? So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to risk staying in a company which may or may not keep me in the future. So let me just get a skill just in case, and I'll work from there. The only downside to AFT, which I will say, is the cost. Like it's insane. Cost is way too high. I think it's higher now. I don't know. Anyway, so now I stayed with AFT. I finished my thing. I graduated, and sure enough, the company had to. Can I say my contract for the company ended,
Mm,
and I was like, okay, no problem. I got my skill. Let's push for clients now. And then the pandemic hit. They just shut down everything. I'm then like, oh man, it was so close. It's so far.
Yeah.
So I've been trying hard to keep my head above water, and I've been succeeding here and there. Only recently I got a client, as I was talking about before, and now I'm just trying to build a base from there. But apart from that, we are here right now.
Awesome. Just tell me, were you on the AFT course number 26?
Yes, sir.
Then we were on the same time in the same course. I was also in 26.
Really?
Yeah. Awesome, because
Oh,
then we start talking about that time and November, I know, okay, that was more or less September. I also joined AFT. Yes.
oh
No,
wow.
yes. So, Rafa, can you tell us what is the two biggest faults, mistakes that people make in the restaurant industry to get clients and on social media or ads and so on, what they can pick up?
All right. So the one I noticed was while advertising on social media, especially Facebook, is oh, man, this thing ticks me off. So let me give you a scenario. I met this guy, and I was meeting up with him. Like, okay, I want to do your social media for you. It was like, yeah, okay, no problem, come through. Got there, and the guy's like, no, I got someone doing it for me. He does how does it say? He's paying the guy a certain amount for 6 posts a day, and most of them are being boosted.
mm,
And I'm
media
like, yeah,
management.
that word, yeah. And but there's one word he said, they're boosting his posts, and he's paying a guy to boost his posts. So I'm there like, are you
Uh,
serious? You're paying someone to, okay, I didn't say it like that. You don't shoot somebody down
Yeah.
like that. But I was like, you're paying someone to boost your post. You could do this yourself. Just click a button, fill out a few things, that's it. But he's paying someone easy for that. And the worst part about boosting is that it's not as intricate as using an ads manager.
Mm,
So boosting posts is just like, hey, I'm here. This is my I don't know post. Take it.
Yes.
And your client may see it, the client may not see it, and that's a major problem. It's a huge problem I've seen when it comes to restaurants promoting the restaurant. And the
Yeah.
other thing I've seen is not having a good enough offer. Like the time comes when, okay, what I always say is that, and what we've learned in AFT, I think, it's the customers. We should always put ourselves in the customer's shoes. Right? Don't put
Mm.
ourselves in our shoes, saying, "I'm marketing to you." Put yourself in the customer's shoes, saying stuff like, "What do I, as a customer, get out of this?"
Mm.
Because needless to say, we as human beings are generally pretty selfish. I mean, once we
You want to
understand
feel
that, we'll move.
special.
Yeah.
Exactly. So if a customer says, what do I have to gain from this? That's a very good thing because if you are offering the same thing as a Nando's or McDonald's and they having a better price or the same price as you,
Mm.
they beat you in brand because of who they are. Let's
Yeah.
face it. So you get like a killer offer, which any
That's
customer will look at it and be like, "I'm sorry."
that jaw dropping offer. What?
Yes,
Yeah.
Wow.
yes, exactly. So like this is a steal. I need to get on this thing. And what I've noticed is that the best offers I've noticed, like depending on restaurant, if you can offer anything free, yeah, that just gets people to the door like crazy.
Yeah.
So maybe like for any meal above 100 rand, get free dessert or something. just spitballing, yeah.
Yeah.
How's that?
Yeah.
That's true.
I was going to ask if you can supply us with two of the best actions that the people can do, but you've basically already said that. And the first one is don't just pay someone to boost your posts because you're losing out money. Boosting is
Mhm.
number one, as you said, not as effective, and number two, it's more expensive than when you set up a proper ad campaign. And
Uh-huh.
then you already gave the jaw-dropping offer, so let's see, can we give a third one that they can implement on their marketing side itself?
On the marketing side, let's see. Oh my gosh. Well, there's one thing which I noticed as well is when it comes to the online presence, like if you are going to be a restaurant, you need to have an appealing page. You know?
Mm.
Like I can't come on to still like this one client I was working with, typical example, the right cafe. Their page was dead. Dead. Like the basic is it as of late, I think it's Google and any new social media that has this, when you put your name up there,
Mm.
the icon they'll create for you by default is the first letter of your name.
Yeah.
I don't know if yeah. So that was what they had as their icon on their Facebook page, and that's it. And they're like,
Sure.
okay, so this is what people are going to be looking at the very first time they look at you.
Mm.
So I, fix it up for them, make it look very nice and all. Like, so you fix it up, it's just all good. When people start coming in and they start commenting on your posts and the sort, have a fantastic online presence. And when you respond to your customers, you're not exactly rude or anything. Like this other client I work with, yeah. So someone came and bought something from them, and they had a very sour experience.
Mm.
Now the owner commented on the person's review and was just arguing with them like, no, you're supposed to come back. And then
Yeah.
like, you are not, this is not good for your business at all. So go
Yes.
delete
Yes.
everything. But you won't listen to me, so it's problem.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. I think the what I can add on there is with the aesthetics that you mentioned is I'm a great believer in delivering value. So from
yeah.
my side, what you're talking about now, what I do for a restaurant, for example, is if they've got a special on chicken teriyaki, I
Mhm.
would actually, when the special offer has been done, the next post that I do is how to make that chicken teriyaki at home.
Oh
With
yeah,
the
that's
full
that's that's
recipe
good.
there.
Good,
And that means that
good.
the guys that now bought from them and they enjoy the chicken can make the same chicken at home when they've got time.
Mm.
But next time that they're in a rush, they're going to go back to the restaurant and they're going to remember these guys gave them the recipe. You know,
Yeah, no, that's
I'm a very great believer in giving value beforehand. If you get people to follow your page to get those little recipes or a tip, you know, if you fry, yeah, I'm not a cook. If you fry tuna for 5 seconds too long, it dries out. You know,
yeah.
put that type of stuff in there. I think that will also add great value to a Facebook page.
Yes.
No, that is good.
Ian's mentioned
That is
he
good.
quickly wants to chat about Google AdWords versus Facebook and how the two should be used. I don't know. Do you have any input, or do you want to wait until Tiens has given his opinion?
Oh yeah, please give your opinion because I'm not. My forte is not in AdWords,
Not
nothing yet
you,
anyway. More
all
Facebook.
well, what I experience, or my point of view, or not how I feel, is that Facebook is great. Facebook is good in sense of the targeting stuff and how you can laser focus into your customer. Um, but it doesn't mean that that guy that's in his feed, it's almost like he's watching TV and suddenly this ad pop up. Yes, what is good is that it is in his likes. He likes fish, for example, this stone fish. So there's a
Mm.
fish ad, but he rather want to do a McDonald's burger today. So he's not going to buy immediately. Where a guy that go to Google wants tuna and he wants to know how to buy a tuna steak, and he go to Google how to buy a tuna steak, and that is your customer that you want. So when a customer views you going to Google, you know that is the guy that wants your service. So the only thing that you need to do is to convince that guy that you are the best on your ad that you put there. And when you go to your website, you say, yes, I like what I see. This guy answer my question. I'm going to ask him to make me a tuna steak, for example. So by doing that, and then also that is good because your ad talk with your website, where
Yeah.
the guy that is on Facebook is not really looking for you, but yeah, if you have a very good ad, and maybe you can change his mind from McDonald's to fish again. So that is where for me is coming the critical thing about, do you want the customer looking now for you and he's
Mm,
going to ask you to help him, or maybe not customer. That is how I see it. Yes.
mm.
What do
Yeah,
you think?
No, yeah.
for me, both have their place because, as Tiens now said, your Google is your ready to buy client. So you know that if he clicks on that ad, you need to pay X amount per ad, obviously, but that conversion is going to happen a lot quicker. Whereas your Facebook is a more of a long-term conversion. It's where you actually build
Yeah.
your brand and where you pull the people to your page and you build that trust relationship with them. If you're
Yeah.
lucky, they are in the mood for a tuna steak already, and you know they immediately contact you through the page. But if you're looking for that quick turnaround, then Google is the way to go, which is unfortunately, from my experience, also the bit of a more expensive one. I don't know from Tiens's
Yeah.
side what he's
Yeah.
experienced, but again, you know, if you need quick turnaround time, you pay that little
What?
premium extra and you make sure that your landing pages are optimized and you keep on
Mm.
optimizing them. And then you get the best value for money for your clients.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Uh,
I agree 1,000%.
Yeah.
So
Yes, sir.
because I was trying hard to not, well, not trying hard, but I was usually leaving Google ads because, like you said,
Mm,
cost is insane sometimes. But now that you put it as the ready to buy plans, I think I'm gonna take it up again. It actually makes
mm,
a lot of sense now.
yeah. The key thing is to do your research properly. You need to know your
Yeah.
keywords and you need to know what your turnaround will be. So if you know that you are making $50 per client, you want to make sure that you don't go over that budget.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
it is a fine line. You know, I'm running this campaign now for the US client, and I'm getting about £2.80 per click on Facebook going
Oh,
through.
okay.
And on Google Ads, he's not someone for the keyword research, so he's running the display ads. And there we were looking
Wow.
at about, yes, what was it? About 15 Rand per conversion.
Wow.
So there's a
Wow.
big difference in the two.
Mhm.
And
Yes.
since it's still a very unknown brand, it's difficult to target. And it's a very, very niche brand. You know, software
Yeah,
for
yeah.
people that print on T-shirts is not a very big niche.
Wow. Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
but it is working, and we're getting the results. So I've got a happy client, and that makes me happy. Um, then
If they are,
if we go back, I sent you a little link about a blog post that Tiens did regarding page likes.
Yeah.
So Tiens has his opinion, and he feels that the main thing where I differ from him is he feels you need to target your page likes from the beginning straight to your clients. I feel your page likes are there to build your reputation. They're not necessarily going to convert into paying customers. So, you know, it's two different ways to look at it. And I'm not saying Tiens is wrong, and I'm not saying I'm right. It's just two different marketers having two different strategies. I don't know how
Yeah.
you feel about this.
Well, me personally, I don't want to pick sides, right? This is I totally agree with the fact that page likes are it's a vanity metric,
Mm,
but we as human beings are vanity creatures, right? Like for some reason, I do not know why. If I see a brand that has, say on Instagram, I have like 100 followers. It's not bad, right?
mm,
I see this another brand of the same niche has like 10K. I see 10 and a K next to it, and they're even blue checked and verified.
yeah,
They're like, oh, this guys know what they're doing, and it could be the exact same product. So,
mm.
but you just tend to follow the one with the
That's
blue
true.
check more. I think the same goes with page likes. You see someone with 1,000 likes, and if they are good likes, they have some engagement on their post. You're like, oh, okay, this person is loved by the people. And
Mm,
someone who has like 59 likes, and you're like, maybe not, maybe
yeah.
not.
Yeah.
So I lean more on the fact that it's there to just build rep, because when you have more likes, it's like more people uh well, like you. So
Mm,
it's the word.
yes,
But
yes.
I'm also not pushing away the whole thing of your likes not being sorry, the likes being um you said the likes being your customer base, right?
Mm,
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not pushing that away as well, because that's like pretty easy clients to get. Because if they like your page, then they're already warm to you. You just market to them, and they'll be like, yeah,
mm,
because now we know you, we like your products, we like your name, we like your face, depending on what they like about you.
yeah,
So we'll buy from you. So that's also an option there. But I still lean more towards the whole reputation.
yes.
If
I
I, if
think
I,
if I may just yeah, correct myself, is I'm not a disbeliever in getting the likes specifically for your target market. Oops. My
Okay, okay.
strategy is that, especially if it's a client that's completely new to the business. So I'm setting up their Facebook page, and to build that authority, I go
Yeah.
out and I build a cheap likes campaign. I go for likes that are as cheap as possible. You know, if I can get away, my best that I've had was 6 cents a click. And that was a wonderful one, but usually you average about 13 cents if you go for a cheap likes campaign. And I use that just to build that first 800 to 1,000 likes,
Mm.
to
Mm.
quickly boost that page up to a place where suddenly this page has a bit of authority, and it only have 6 likes. But then I stop that campaign and I don't run it again for that client at all. From there, we go for Tien's strategy to go for targeted likes, because then you want the clients to come in and they see, hey, okay, there's already 1,000 likes to this page, so obviously they're delivering value. And then they like that page again. But I just try to save money on that first 1,000 and get it up as quickly as possible.
Yeah, what I can add to that, and I agree with you, Ben, is on that cheap like campaign, you can still zoom into your customers, even that they are the cheap like of customers. In the cheap like customers, they still guys that like what you do. They might not have to become a customer, but then you never know, they might just
Tiens, your volume has suddenly gone down a lot.
oh my word. Hello?
We can hear you, but you are very soft.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can, but it's, as I say, it's very, very soft.
Yes. Okay, I'm going to try to speak hard.
we are heading to a close, so if you quickly want to get over your point, then I can wrap up with Rafa, because unfortunately we did experience a bit of a technical issue earlier and we thought we had fixed it. So quickly go ahead, please, Tiens.
Okay, what I say is those customers, cheap like customers, can be also customers if you zoom into them. You might just something happens that they will buy from you, and they are laser focused on that, and they still cheap likes. You can pick up also, even that they are cheap likes. You might have a sale out of that, and yeah, that's basically what I want to say. Yeah.
All right, cool. Rafa, so yeah, for me to wrap up, I want you to tell us who your ideal client would be and how they can get a hold of you.
Well, as you mentioned, my ideal clients are anyone. Well, basically, right now I'm in the restaurant niche, but I'm also going branch off a bit into lead generation. So if you do pest control or any of those things that need leads, for example, sometimes I do that as well. But right now, I'm focusing primarily on restaurants. So any restaurants owners right there, see this video, you want to talk to me, you could. I have a Facebook page. I don't know if we can link it as well.
I'll link it to your
Precision.
personal account, and what you can do is just forward me your page, your link. That will go in on the video as well, on the description below the video. So it will all be hyperlinked and they can go straight to you.
Perfect. So on my personal account, I think it's Rafa Chukwu, my personal account, and on my you can hit me up privately there. It's not a problem. Or you can go to my Facebook page as well. You can what do the kids call it? Slide into the DMs. You can send me a personal message there. Precision Digitalu as well. Alternatively, you could email. I'll send you the email as well.
All right.
precisiondigitalu@gmail.com. Any of those three, and I'll be your man.
All right. And you are based in Joburg. Do you only service restaurants in the Johannesburg, in the Gauteng area, or can it be nationwide that contact you?
I can be nationwide.
Excellent. Cool. I'll put it in there for you then. And yeah, awesome. I think that's it from us. So, Tiens, thank you so very much for you there in your silent corner. Is it the naughty corner that you're in now? All right. Rafa, thank you very much for you as well.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure. Goodbye.
Bye.